In Asmal village, Rehana spent the day sewing clothes. She had 3 children for whom she prayed constantly. Her husband had had an accident years before. Every night, Rehana prayed to God for just one gift, peace. But one night, something happened that changed her life. A strange shadow stood at the door. Sorrow in his eyes. There was something in his eyes. Like past memories were speaking. Rehana paused for a while, then opened the door. He walked into Desmal house quietly, asking for a night's shelter. Rehana gave him a water glass and hid the pain in her eyes. Batherson, a man, witnessed the whole thing. Suspicion covered his face. Who is this stranger? Rehana stood silently by the door, lost in the dark. The stranger took a blanket and slept on the floor. Emotional silences at Rehana's face. Her thoughts went back to a moment from years before, the day when she was left alone to be faced by a LL. This moment still tore her heart apart. A man said to his sister, "What happened to Ami?" His young sister couldn't understand. She just stayed quiet. Time passed. The night grew deeper. A man slowly removed his blanket and got up quietly. He walked barefoot in the dark towards Thigu Estrum. The stranger murmured in his sleep, "Rehana, please forgive me." A man say a shut open. What the heart was unexpected. The stranger repeated again, "Why have I come back?" Meanwhile, Rehana was in still prostration, but the mind was elsewhere. An old letter trembled in her hands. It was written and sent, that letter, filled with betrayal, not love. A man closed the door behind him quietly, confused. Moonlight fell on Theman's face, as if ready to unveil a secret. Rehana Rehana was quiet, but inside her, a storm raged. In a corner lay an old trunk, filled with secrets. Time recalled the day when she lost everything in Eng. The train left, and Rehana was left standing alone. The stranger watched her from the doorway, as if her had things stose. Rehana turned fiercely and said, "Why have you come again?" He backed away, a shame streaming from his eyes. Rehana clenched her fists, years of anger exploding. He fell to his feet and wept. Rehana looked away. Words were pointless now. The wedding night, when he left silently, and Rehana spent alone, with tears in her eyes, awake all night. A man overheard it all. Every word pierced his heart. He said he was a thief. Not of love, but of money. Rehana's hands shook, holding his photograph, hefted with money, leaving love porn behind. Rehana shouted, "I forgave you every night, and still, you didn't return." He whispered, "I burned in my guilt every day." Aman entered the room screaming, "Who is this? I'm me." Rehana was frozen, words failed her. The stranger cried out, "I am your father, Aman." Aman gasped, stepping back insolence. Rehana collapsed to the floor. Years of pain gushed out. Rain began outside, as if the heavens swept too.
Morning light was still breaking over the village. Rehana sat on her prayer mat, her heart in conflict. Aman stared at the old photo on wall. He recognized it. That man once was Rehana's companion since their childhood. Now he was alone. The rain had stopped, but inside him a still storm raged. Promises break, but their marks remain. He pulled out an old key, once hidden from him. Rehana walked by him as if he was nothing. He whispered, "Now was the time to tell the truth." The family gathered, but silence screamed. He started to speak, his voice trembling. "I was a thief, but not all of me was lost." Flashback of crimes show him stealing money long ago. "I stole money, left home, and lost myself too." Rihanna said nothing, but her tears revealed all. He said, "Your love was the punishment I carried, and I was defeated." Aman looked into his mother's eyes, seeking truth. Rihanna said, You weren't just a thief. You were the cause of my children's pain. He
Rehana opened a small center in the village, a place for women to learn, grow, and rise. Every wall of that room held silent stories, stories of pain and power. The girls began earning, little by little. Their hands stitched not just fabric, but their future. Aman started helping younger kids with studies. He had become a role model, just like his mother. One evening, a letter arrived by post. Rehana opened it slowly. It was from a women's welfare trust. They wanted to meet her, to honor her journey. That night, Rehana sat with her children. They all held hands, silently proud. When a woman stands up, generations rise with her. The day of the award ceremony arrived. Rehana wore a simple white dress, with pride in her eyes and peace in her heart. She entered the town hall quietly. Women stood up and clapped. A voice on the mic said, "Today we honor a woman who turned her pain into power." Aman watched his mother go on stage. Tears filled his eyes. Rehana accepted the award, but said, "This is not mine alone. It belongs to every woman who chose to live, not just survive." Applause filled the room. Even the ones who once judged her now stood in respect. Respect is not given, it's earned through silent strength. After the event, Rehana returned home. But something had changed. The village that once doubted her now looked up to her. She was no longer the widow who struggled. She was the woman who survived and shined. Kids from the village ran up to greet her. "Baji Rehana, teach us too," they said joyfully. She smiled, opened her gate, and welcomed them all. Inside the home, a man quietly placed the award on a shelf, beside the photo of his late father. The house was still small, but it was now full of light. Success isn't about wealth. It's about what you build in others. Months passed. Rehana's center expanded. More girls came, more skills were taught. Aman received a scholarship. He was going to the city for college. Rehana packed his bags with trembling hands. "You're not just my son, you're my dream," she said. He hugged her tightly. "I'll make you proud, Ammi." The bus pulled away slowly. Rehana stood waving, smiling, with tears. When a mother sacrifices, her child learns to fly. Life in the village kept moving. Rehana became a local counselor. She helped resolve disputes, educated families. Her name became a symbol of trust. One night, a girl came to her crying, "My father won't let me study." She held her hand. "You have a right to dream." The next morning, Rehana stood at the man's door. She spoke firmly, with kindness. That evening, the girl joined the learning center. Change starts with one voice, but echoes in many lives. It had been years now. Rehana looked older but stronger. The center had become a school. The village had changed. One day, a woman came from another town. "Are you Rehana?" she asked. "I heard your story. I want to do the same in my village." Rehana held her hands with a smile. "Then let's begin today." As they walked through the center, young girls recited lessons, sewed dresses, read books. When one woman